Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another review. And today guys, I'm reviewing Friday the 13th Part 3, 3D, or whatever you want to call it. But, this is one of those gimmicky 3D kind of movies for the Friday the 13th series. And I did do an unboxing of the Friday the 13th 8-movie collection. So, if you guys want to check that out. And I did review 1 and 2. And hopefully I'll review most of them, even though, half of them I don't want to. Half of them I do. And, this is part of the half that I do because my thoughts on the first one, I love it. Second one is probably my favorite because who doesn't love Backhead Jason? But, in this movie, Jason finally gets his classic, iconic hockey mask look, which he gets like the last 30 minutes of the movie, but I don't care. It's still awesome, but I'm just saying, you can't really beat Backhead Jason. And this is probably definitely the most 80s feeling movie so far, at least. This one's even got like a techno music intro or songs or whatever, which is just so awesome. There's like a biker gang in the movie. There's just so many cool stuff in this movie that just, makes you love this movie. But, of course, I don't know if I talked about this in the other movies, but like the Friday the 13th score and all is just phenomenal. You gotta love the little those are, iconic. But, this is really when the, series started to fall into its, I guess tropes, but not really tropes, but like it's a formula and, it's just overall kind of identity, I guess, because, this is the movie that, really establishes like, let's establish characters, let's establish our final girl and, let's establish, the third act where, she goes around and finds all the bodies, which, the final girl in this one's probably the most forgettable out of all of them, though, to be honest. And like the first 5-7 minutes of the movie is just a recap of part 2, which back in the day, I guess these recaps were, useful for people that didn't see the others in the franchise, but nowadays they're just kind of boring or whatever, but, at least this recap, it does add a few new parts to it, like, the part with Jason pulling out the machete or whatever, and we see a lot of, the way Jason actually looks in this movie, which he does look different than he did in part 3, part 2, but, of course, you got the classic iconic cocky mask look, but probably my favorite character in this movie of, like the teenagers or whatever, is probably Shelly. I don't know, I just really like his character, but he's kind of the prankster, that's, always joking about, scaring people, and at even one point he pretends to get killed, but, it's just a joke. So whenever he actually does get his throat slit, everybody thinks it's just a prank, bro, but Jason cuts off the power to the house or whatever. And this one actually ain't at a summer camp, but it might as well be. It's on a lake, which is kind of like a cabin home or whatever. So, it pretty much is, but not really. There's a barn, which is pretty much where Jason hangs out in. He kills the biker gang members, but then somehow one of the biker gang members comes back like a whole, like, whenever we see him get killed, quote unquote, it's like a long time ago before he shows back up again, whenever the final girl is about to get killed by Jason in the barn or whatever, he pops back up somehow. I don't know, but this one is also probably got one of the worst effects I've ever seen. Whenever Jason's squeezing the one guy's hand, his eyeball pops out. It's got that 3D corniness where, it comes out at the camera or whatever, but the paper mache head is just completely awful, but, most of the kills in the movie are pretty creative. Like, I do like the one kill where the guy's walking on his hands and Jason just, slashes him down the middle, and then we see his body later, it's all grotesque or whatever, but, the final girl, hits Jason in the head with the axe or whatever, and then, like, she pretty much just goes, like, batshit insane. Like, she's out in the middle of the canoe, in the middle of, like, the lake, like, in the very first one, and she sees Jason without his mask, like, in the house or whatever, run out, but it turns out she's just hallucinating, and then you see, kind of like an homage to the first one, but this time Pamela Voorhees jumps out of the water and pulls her in, but, we learned that this was also just I don't know, in the first one it's kind of left up to interpretation to really see, if it was really Jason or just, her hallucinating or whatever. And this one is straight up a hallucination or whatever, but, because we see that, the Jason she was imagining, it wasn't real because his body is still laying in the barn or whatever, but she's just pretty much actually gone insane, after we see the cops and all, but, and this movie is definitely, like I said, probably the most 80s-like and most slasher formula-like, I would say, so far, but, what, it's still really enjoyable. Like, I would probably definitely say I like part 2 just a little bit more because of that summer camp feel to it, but I'll probably give this movie about the same as the original one, like a 8.5, because It's still a really good slasher movie. You know, if you're a fan of the genre or even just, of the series in general, you're definitely going to enjoy this movie. And it's definitely a fun watch, especially if you got a bunch of friends around, you're just watching it. But anyway, guys, let me know down below what you guys think of Friday 13th Part 3 or 3D or whatever you want to call it. And let me know what you think about the series as a whole. But anyway, guys, check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.